And our reading for this morning is from John chapter 18. When Jesus had spoken these words, he went out with his disciples across the Kidron Valley, where there was a garden, which he and his disciples entered. Now Judas, who betrayed him, also knew the place, for Jesus often met there with his disciples. So Judas, having procured a band of soldiers and some officers from the chief priests and the Pharisees, went there with lanterns and torches and weapons. Then Jesus, knowing all that would happen to him, came forward and said to them, "Whom do you seek?" They answered him, "Jesus of Nazareth." Jesus said to them, "I am he." Judas, who betrayed him, was standing with them, and when Jesus said to them, "I am he," they drew back and fell to the ground. So he asked them again, "Whom do you seek?" And they said, "Jesus of Nazareth." Jesus answered, "I told you that I am he. So if you seek me, let these men go." This was to fulfill the word that he had spoken. "Of those whom you gave me, I have lost not one." Then Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's servant and cut off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. So Jesus said to Peter, "Put your sword into its sheath. Shall I not drink the cup that my Father has given to me?" So the band of soldiers and their captain and the officers of the Jews arrested Jesus and bound him. First they led him to Annas, for he was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, who was high priest that year. It was Caiaphas who had advised the Jews that it would be expedient that one man should die for the people. Yahweh, I am who I am. This is the holy name of God that he revealed to Moses. Moses was to tell the Israelites, "I am has sent me to you." I am is how Jesus responds to the guards when they come to arrest him. When he speaks these words, they immediately draw back and fall to the ground, for they know that they are in the presence of God himself, and the powers of darkness are paralyzed before him. To the eye, it appears that Jesus is weak and defenseless. He's bound like a common criminal, but he's not helpless as he's arrested and tried and crucified. He knows exactly what will happen to him. His power is such that simply by saying, "I am," the soldiers are no match for him. Peter doesn't need to draw his sword and fight, for Jesus has all power and authority. Although it seems as though the soldiers are the source of his pain and suffering, this is not the case. Ultimately, Jesus suffers at the Father's hand. He drinks the cup that the Father has given to him, the cup of his Father's wrath over sin, and he drinks it down to the very dregs. Although he has the power to overpower all those who would come against him and arrest him, he allows himself to be bound. He remains determined to fulfill the Father's will, and so he is led as a lamb to the slaughter. Jesus is given the cup of wrath and suffering, and he drinks it. The Father desires his Son to drink this cup, but not because he's evil or punitive. No, he gives the cup to Jesus because of his love for us. For this cup is rightly your cup. The wrath and punishment that Jesus drinks should be yours. You should be drinking it, not the Son of God. But it is not given to you to drink. It is given to Jesus, and he drinks it for you. And because he drinks the cup of God's wrath for you, you have been given another cup to drink. The cup of blessing. The Lord's blood given for you in his supper. Because Jesus drinks the cup of wrath, he now gives you the cup that is filled with the blessings that he won for you through that death on the cross. That cup that he gives to you is filled to the brim with forgiveness, life, and salvation.